Okay, welcome. So I had a little extra time, and I figured I'd go take a look at Texel, an island off the Dutch coast to the north. Um, it's apparently a place where if you do your overland trip, uh, people usually do Teuge, Texel, Hoogvliet, I'm not quite sure, and then back to Teuge. So I figured might as well get a bit of a feel for the place. So the island's not that big. There's a few no-fly zones, or at least suggested no-fly zones, different types of airspace. I'm not exactly sure what the height of the circuit is. I'm trying to read from the chart, but who knows. But I figured let's just go around and see what we can find, see how far we can get with the checklist without actually doing the checklist. So we're parked. Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to close off everything. There should be live weather, which means there is quite a lot of wind, or at least 21 knots coming from 310. I didn't check if there's any gusts. There you go. So yeah, let's see. So this is the dark checklist, so we have everything off. Yeah, aside from the parking brake, which should be on, so I'm gonna turn the parking brake off. But I'm not sure, I think it should be on. We should check the outside, of course. So would be prop openings, hinges, pitot port, the airspeed measurement, the fuel, the side of the wings, and if we turn on the master, we can turn on all the lights. But we don't have strobe. Why do we not have strobe? There we go. So those are functioning. Turning the master off to save power. Side of the plane, fine. Aileron. Yep. So checked outside. Inside. Let me think. Fuel is open. That's not the first check. I know I have to put the throttle in slightly. We have to turn on your power. Pretty sure I'm forgetting all sorts of things. Turning on the radio to ground, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just go for it for now. Clear prop, of course. There you go. Everything green, everything green. Lights are all on. Let's see. Let's see if we can taxi this slightly better than how we did this morning. Of course, we still have the parking brake on. Parking brake off. So since I want to go into the wind, we're going to use, I'm not sure what runway that is, but that way. Hey, is that the Elvis plane? Nah. Did you, if anybody watched Jimmy's World, with the buying of the Elvis jet? Yeah, so this is not the normal route to go, I think, but we've managed somehow. I'm trying to find the windsock, if it shows us where, if I'm correct. So we should have two. It's so weird taxiing in this thing. There should be two. I'm giving full left rudder. wonder if it's because I have this in. Let me just remove one of the controls. So there's two. This is a green field, but apparently there's no actual runway. That is to say, it's grass, genuine green field. For whatever reason, it really wants us to turn right. See? Can really easily turn right, but so what I've seen from pictures, it's a really green field. Okay, maybe we'll see better from the sky. So we should have wind in roughly this direction. Crosswind should be slight crosswind from the left. We'll see. So everything's green. Flow, we should put the parking on. Give it a bit of throttle. Still does. Does it nice on just left. Give it a bit of drop there. Gives a bit of drop when I open the defogger. This one should now be at altimeter. Transponder. Altitude. And everything's on. Yeah, we're being blown to the side a bit. Let's see. Parking brake off. Okay, maybe being blown to the side quite a lot. I'm not taxiing, I'm crashing. There's a difference. Okay, so it was not on the runway. Runway's there. We'll see. Give me some room. I'm so close. Why am I so close?
Decoy approach Papa Niner 201 is type 1 miles northeast of Echo Hotel Tango X-ray 100 feet. Request flight following.
Papa Niner 201, decoy approach. Squawk 221.
Oh, I didn't have flaps. That's going to be different, so yeah.
Squawk 22212101.
So we're heading north, northeast, which would be the top of the island. There is a, I think it's a bird nesting area, or at least it's a advised not to fly zone. We'll round off here. Let's see why. So there's some waterways going in, which I can see on the map. You guys can't because it's a bit more up there. We'll stay at around 1,000. So right at the mouth of the water there is a small part of town which is a suggested no-fly zone, which I understand. Which we can stay outside of if we just have the sea underneath us. De Koksdorp. And this entire part is, I think, also bird sanctuary, yeah. So chances of bird strikes. Sorry about that, but we're back. Let's just okay, so we're still flying across the north end. So this is all bird sanctuary or a bird nesting zone. But I have to say that for a bird nesting zone, there is quite a lot of stuff on the ground because there's tents and things. Could be they put something there, I don't know. So the top, I'm not sure what that icon means. Fun thing to find out. Apparently a lighthouse, I think. That tower there, yeah, that's a lighthouse. So there's a lighthouse, which indicates the top end of the island. Parking zone. And there should be a point where water flows into the island again there, which is the top end of the airfield. Let's just see how we're being blown. Shall we make a nice turn? See? We're level and we're parallel to the island and we're being blown inwards, which is logical. So if I want to stay parallel, I'll have to use quite some rudder to get to stable flight. But that's good if we want to watch the... I wonder how it is on the other side of the island. So, there's some waterway going into, which is also a bird sanctuary, going into the island. And at the bottom, because the water goes inwards, there should be the airfield. So let's go take a look. Nose up. Check what's there. And we should have the airfield beneath us. I think it's there, yeah. Yeah, so this runway 23, 30, or 12 and 30. It's that one, I think, because I don't think this is a runway. Could be, but I don't think it is. So that one we can see quite clear.
Traffic Papa Niner, 2011 miles west, 800 feet, inbound to land runway tree.
No, we're not inbound to land just yet. Yeah, there, that one, that's the other runway. Let's see that we don't crash. So, on the other side of the island, because it's waterway galore, there is also an inlet And across that inlet there's a no-fly zone at the bottom end, which is that few houses over there. It should be east, and to the back of it is Oost-end, East End, East and East End. But then in between here, this is called the corridor, which I'm not quite sure where it leads to. I'm not quite sure. I think we're still being... Are we still being blown inward? Doesn't look good. Yeah, we are. So this is the side of the island, and I think we are at... Are we at... Outer Schild is there. It's another no-fly zone, but then at the back there should be Den Burg, which is the biggest conglomerate, I think, of houses. Sweet water. So let's not hit the windmill. So we're not allowed to fly near Oudenschild. Some industry. So apparently there's two clinics down there, vet clinics, on this island somewhere. One is should be in there, which is Den Burg. And next to Den Burg there should be De Waal. In between we're allowed to fly, but not over. Well, it's suggested. Areas to be avoided. Den Burg. And then over there, De Waal. And in between we can fly. So Den Burg. Not sure, let's see. It has... How many inhabitants does it have? 7,500. So not so much. So we are currently heading back to the other side, so the west side of the island. But I think it would be more interesting to do the other way. See, from the left. Back inwards. crossing over somewhere apparently. Decoy control, I'm not quite sure. We're still way low enough. Sure where we just passed. Yeah, so back there you can see the mainland, which means right in front of us is Den Hoorn, which we should avoid. Yeah, okay, we can probably avoid it to the right, but we'll have to make quite a steep bank. People don't like it if you fly over there, apparently. I think that is Den Hoorn. So, and there we have Den Helder, which is on the mainland the most northern tip, or at least on the west side of the country. And this should be a different type of environment. So after some dunes, it's probably coastline, some sand. Sun is setting, so it's difficult for us to see, but it looks different, yeah. And I think I'm going to try to land on runway 12, which I think is at 120 degrees, which means we're going to fly along the coastline. We're going to see the Koog, which is yeah, one of the last, but that's going to be difficult. One of the last cities around here, but that should lead us to a lake. And then when we pass the lake, we can hit right, which should net us an approach. Yeah, there's the runway, yeah, and I see it on the map now, which should net us an approach, which I'm not sure if we are actually allowed to fly straight in, because that means we instantly hit our final. But I only see exits here, so I don't see... I think it would be good form, probably, to join downwind, but... Yeah, let me just... There, it's better for you guys. Purple. It's, I don't think it's purple this time of year. That's usually a type of flower. The sea house. Only hotel. I'm pretty sure we're flying over the Koog, which we shouldn't be flying over. I mean, I'm not sure. I could. No, I'm probably too soon. Probably there. Because that looks like houses. Trailing inward. Parking! not sure. So it's those 3 apparently. But on the map it looks like 1. This is to go. So that's the last city part that's actually close. And then we have 3 islands, and then that 3 waters apparently, and that 1 water inlet going in. Trying to find a few things actually. Falling from the sky, should try not to. So what I'm going to do is fly over this nature zone. This is not a landing attempt. Thank you very much. Okay, but I do see, so let's go straight in, which I tried not to do. We'll need to bleed off some height. Not sure what that patch is. It's a bit rough. Didn't quite make the end of the runway. I figured if I turn off the engine it would say that I made it, but apparently not. Okay.